Hey Dancers, Anthony and Rose. We're doing some two-step today. We came up with this cool little pattern. We think you guys will like it, so stick around. All right, guys, if you guys are new to this channel, click that button down below. It says subscribe. Just hammer on it. Just punch that button, and then you'll become an X-Dancer, and then you'll know when all the awesome stuff happens here on the channel. So we're going to demonstrate the pattern, and then we'll break it down. All right, guys, we're starting this promenade position. We lead her forward for a quick, slow, slow. We're going to lead her out and get into this leverage position. We bring her back, give her a little neck roll in, do then a partner pivot, and then we're right back where we started into a promenade. We'll show you that again from this side. We have quick, slow, slow, quick, slow, slow, quick, slow, and quick, slow, slow, quick, slow, slow. All right, guys, we're gonna break this down one piece at a time. There's nothing in here that's overly complicated, but the things together make something kind of cool, we think. So. If we started in a promenade position, this is our line of dance and we're just leading her forward, we would lead her forward for quick, slow, and on that second slow, we give her a little bit of prep. Prep means to prepare her for the turn. Guys, you're gonna kind of stay in place as we lead her inside turn for quick, slow, and then we're gonna have some separation. We gotta create this leverage, so it's kind of like taking a rubber band and stretching it. We need to have this leverage at the end of that because we're gonna feed off of that to bring her forward. Now, we don't want to get into weird shapes, so if I say lean away from each other, I'm not talking about this. So what I'm talking about is stretching through the center. We like to think of, like if you take a bow and arrow, right? So if I take the bow and I take it from the center, I'm stretching it through the center. I wouldn't take the top of it and lean it back, right? So we're stretching through the center. Now, keep in mind, we're not asking you to do this either, right? So we're just actually stretching, putting our weight onto the back part of the foot. That's all we need to do. Don't lean the body back. Right, so from this point, we're sending her forward. I'm just gonna kind of stay here because I'm gonna allow her to pass. As I bring her forward, I'm starting to reach underneath that arm, okay? So if you look at that right there, I'm bringing her to that point and I'm starting to reach around her arm for quick. Then I'm gonna give her another turn. I gotta lift my elbow pretty high here so that she can get underneath, and I've already got that contact with that arm, so we need a little bit of leverage on this side also, okay? So once we get our hand on that position, we just keep it there. We have to be pretty close to her at this point so that she can fit underneath that elbow, all right? So we're leading her forward for quick, taking it over top for quick, and then we have this slow. Now, if you notice, both of our weight, we both have it on our right foot. This is a slow, so she has quick, slow, but she's got some amount of weight leaning. Even though I'm on my right foot, I don't want to be here and leaning too far away. She does have some amount of weight because I need to use that to bring her back. Then she's going to do an and quick, all right? So I'm going to place her on that foot as I just step basically in place. I'm leading her for and quick, all right? So I'm starting to move a little bit and starting to move around. So if she's in this position, she's on her right foot, I'm leading her for an and. I need to hold in place. We're both on the right foot, so she's going and, I'm going quick, and I've picked her up basically on her back. Let me show you that close up. All right, so I have my hand underneath her arm, I'm leading her forward for and then watch what happens with my hand. I'm turning her and I'm releasing her for just a second until I pick her back up on her back and I start to move around. So that is and quick. Now from here, I need to step all the way around. She's still coming towards me, so I step around and basically at that point, she's gonna now pick her hand up on my rib cage. That's slow. Then I'm pivoting as I step in between her feet for that second slow. That's super important that we're not trying to dance around each other. She's coming to me and then I pivot in between her feet. So on her slow, she's stepping between my feet, so she goes and quick, then she's stepping between my feet for slow. And now we're gonna continue that rotation as I step between her feet for slow. She's gonna have a little bit of extra rotation here as I allow her to open up, taking that hand for quick, slow. So if we watch that all the way through, from this position, this is slow. We're both on the right foot, and she says, and quick, slow, quick, slow. So we go quick, slow, we separate for slow, and we have a quick, slow, and quick, slow, slow, quick, quick, slow, slow. All right, one little thing we want to talk about here is once we get in this position where we're stretched outwards, we don't actually, so this is called a neck roll, but she normally, when she does neck roll, she will lower her head. She doesn't have to if your spacing is just right, okay? So if we're here, she doesn't expect it, as long as I'm close to her, I can just raise that arm and get it over top. Now, if you're far away, you're gonna start like, you know, bashing her in the back of the head and stuff like that because you're not gonna be able to. So
close or far away, ladies, I would just do it because I may or may not have been knocked in the head a couple hundred times. So.
Yeah, and don't trust a man, that's what she's saying.
Never trust a man.
If we're in this position, if you're close, it should be no problem to get that arm over top. If you get too far away or that space, and what I mean is far away this way or that way, like she's too far back or she's this way, you know, it's kind of like a lot of patterns if I want to get under the arm. So if she stays here, if we're this far away, it's going to be difficult for me to get under the arm. But if I'm close to her, this is no problem at all. So you really have to manage your spacing. So we turn her inwards for quick, quick, slow. We stretch for slow, and we have a quick, 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 and slow, and quick, quick, slow, slow, quick, quick, slow, slow. We want to know what you guys think about this pattern, or if you have questions, or if there's anything else you would like to see on this channel, leave it down below. But thank you guys so much for watching. We're going to demonstrate this to music a couple times so you can see what that looks like, and then we'll see you guys next time.